What is the path to profitability? So guys, breaking news, you guys probably all heard about it. CYVN invests $2.2 billion into NIO. It's pretty much, it is a dilution. They're offering new shares, 294 million new shares, and NIO's going to get 2.2 billion US dollars straight up cash. Now there's rumors and people saying that this was contingent on the 150 kilowatt hour battery test succeeding. So we'll talk a bit more about that later on and how that benefits investors indirectly, and it does not benefit investors directly. But this is pretty big. Of course, we've talked all about this is Middle East expansion. They're going into the Middle East in June 2024. I made a video about that. And also, even earlier, a couple months ago, we made a video about how NIO, there was rumors that NIO was seeking further investment from the Abu Dhabi guys to get money to buy up the factory. So it seems like all of this has happened. They got more money from the Abu Dhabi guys, and the factory is now officially NIO's as well. So things are going well. Things are really going well. And this, if you look at the cash situation, so at the end of Q3, they had about $6.2 billion in cash, and that was as of September 30th. So if you count in the quarterly loss of about 500 to 700 million, that would be like around 5.5 billion US dollars, and then you add 2.2, so around 7.7 to 8 billion dollars in cash, roughly around that. That's what NIO is holding right now in terms of cash, and that's a pretty substantial amount, and that's enough for quite a while. All right, at least 4 or 5 years of continuous cash burn. And we've talked about this, how NIO CEO, he is the guy that is just capable of getting money anywhere. And you guys saying fire the CEO just does not make sense, because if it wasn't for him, you can't really get the money for the company. And NIO is still growing, it's still expanding, it's still placing a lot of money into swap stations, etc. It's costing a lot of money. They're doing research, R&D, and the R&D is going to pay off. Trust me, it will pay off. And we'll talk about the new car in my next video, a few more leaks. But I think in this video, I'll really talk about the 150 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is pretty interesting. And it's actually not going to help investors directly, because I'll lay out how it indirectly helps you guys. So 1,044 actual kilometers of actual range. And I don't want to downplay the significance of this. And they had about 13.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers average energy consumption. And at the end of everything, they had 3% battery left. Just absolutely incredible, because first of all, this is actual range, and it's not NEDC, because if you have NEDC range, the actual range is normally like 60% or 70% of the NEDC range. So you have a lot of competitors like Zeekr, etc. They have an NEDC range of 1,000 kilometers plus, but they might only actually get like 600 or 700, not actually 1,000. So NIO actually got 1,000, and also, those cars, those other competitors with those 1,000 kilometers written range, they have single motor, shitty acceleration, all right, bad acceleration. NIO ET7 dual motors, great acceleration, but still 1,000 kilometers of range, actual range, with AC on in the cold. All right, this is some of the minor details that people are forgetting. So this is absolutely incredible. All right, incredible achievement. And the CEO, he live streamed it from like 6 a.m. in the morning all the way until 8 p.m. So this guy, his dedication. He's so dedicated. He did the live stream, and he took occasional breaks, but he didn't like take a nap or anything. I mean, like, he's a champ. And even afterwards, he went and had dinner with a couple of NIO owners and stuff. So that was pretty cool of him. But one really important thing is, it is an incredible feat. But now there's the argument of why it's not going to help investors. It's because the cost of this battery pack. Okay, and the cost of this battery pack is staggering. According to the Neo owner of 23 Neos, the cost of this battery pack is around almost 200k RMB, which is about the price of ET5 or the price of a Model Y. So there ain't gonna be that many people that puts in the price of a Model Y just to double the range. All right, that doesn't really make sense. It's just too expensive for that extra range. That doesn't make sense. So you're not going to see this battery be sold. All right, and Neo knows that. They're not planning to sell this battery. Some people might buy it. Yes, some ballers, they might choose to buy it, but this is more for rental. And that's why they only started off with, according to rumors, 2,170-ish of these packs. It's not a whole lot. So that's about like one every swap station, pretty much. Rental is where this is going to be incredible, all right? People aren't going to buy it straight up, but people will rent it. And it will indirectly help investors because it will make a Neo purchase so much better. You can buy a Neo with 75 kilowatt hour battery pack, and then if you want, you can increase the range by 40% for one day by renting the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, or double your range by renting the 150 kilowatt hour battery pack for however much per day. Now, the cost for renting the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack temporary upgrade for one day is 50 RMB, which is around $8, $8 US. $8 US, you get 40% more range. Incredible selling factor. That's the selling factor, not the battery itself. That's the selling factor, being able to use $8 and get 40% extra range. And I think to double your range, with the 150, the cost will probably be around like maybe 150 or 200 RMB per day. That might be a little bit steep. I'm not too sure. Maybe 100 to 200 RMB per day. So that's roughly like maybe 20 US dollars. I mean, 20 US dollars makes sense. 20 to 30 US dollars, and you'll get to double your range for one day. How incredible is that? That is the selling factor right there. Not actually selling the battery pack. No. Don't think that this battery pack is gonna sell. It will not sell. It's too expensive. It will make a Neo purchase so much more reasonable. It makes sense to buy a Neo. Only with Neo can you upgrade your battery and double your range for one day. That's the selling factor right there. That's how this battery pack is going to help Neo, and it's going to help bring in more sales of the vehicle. Okay? I don't want to downplay the significance of this, but that's where the benefit is. Being able to have the flexibility. All right, the flexibility. Now, some people have raised a concern about, having the whole swap ecosystem. What about batteries going bad? What about batteries degrading? Because batteries eventually go bad, and you're in the ecosystem, all the batteries are swapped back and forth. And what if I get a bad battery? And what if in the future all the batteries in the ecosystem are old and maybe aren't that good? Well, here's the really interesting thing that Neo's doing. They every time you swap, they check the battery for health, and then they also do regular maintenance on the battery packs. And also what's really interesting is, because the battery pack is actually removable, like you can unscrew the lid off of the battery pack, and inside there's individual battery cells or modules. And what Neo does is they scan for degradation inside the entire battery pack, and whichever modules or cells go bad, that's the ones they replace. So they replace the individual cells inside the battery pack and not the entire battery pack. So that really makes it much cheaper to keep the battery inside the ecosystem, but also maintain its battery health. So that's why Neo's battery swap system is very good, and there's nothing really to worry about having a bad battery inside. I see some of you guys commenting, what is the path to profitability? Oh, listen, the path to profitability is eventually having a swap ecosystem so big that everybody's using it, and Neo's getting all the fees and everything from it, and they're getting a lot of money from that. And also the sub-brands selling a ton of cars, having good margins, and just delivering a ton. And that's also a path to profitability. But of course, what NIO does is they reinvest a lot of the money in themselves for more patents, for more leading tech. So you don't expect NIO to become profitable anytime soon. They're going to be like Amazon. There's going to be many years where NIO's unprofitable, but they're growing and growing and growing and growing. They're going to be a unprofitable but bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger company. And I think it's very important, it's very evident that for companies like NIO that really needs to grow and really needs to spend a lot on R&D and become the leader in tech, that losses will continue. All right, don't expect one day for them to suddenly say we're not going to do R&D and shutting things off just to make things profitable. No, they will not do that. They will continue to test the edge, the limits of what an automobile can do. So that's going to take money. So you're either able to accept this reality that NIO will not earn money for quite a while, but will continue to grow and become better and better, or you choose not to support the company. So a big part of this really relies on NIO getting funding and getting more money from outside investors like Abu Dhabi, etc. And of course, NIO is going to go there. Very nice. I can't wait for UAE guys to test out the car, maybe in the desert. Oh, it's going to be amazing, man. Wow. Exciting times, exciting times. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.